Hello beautiful people, my name is Athol and this is the Chain of Seduction. So today we're continuing on the series where we talk about each of the 6 links in the Chain of Seduction, and today we're up to the second link, which is the attraction link. And if you can remember back to the earlier videos, the attraction link is based on the love system that is all about high energy, high stimulation, and the neurotransmitter dopamine. So pretty much everything that I'm talking about in the attraction link is going to be something that is highly stimulating. It is going to be some sort of display of strength as opposed to weakness, some kind of display of high value as opposed to low value. So the other thing that I want you to take away from this video is the sense that there is not a one-size-fits-all solution to what is attractive. I'm sure if you've read stuff online or you watched some other videos where especially where people were talking about being alpha, it really does feel like there's a one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter explanation as to what alpha is. So I really want you to not worry so much about that and start thinking that there are brands of attraction and people are attracted to some different things. Though, like I say, there's this common theme of it's a display of strength as opposed to weakness, a display of high value as opposed to low value. So I want you to think of that there are brands of attraction, just the same way there's like things like the 5 languages explain some different brands of what is creating comfort. I have some disagreements with the 5 love languages, which I will get to in the next video where I talk about comfort. But let's focus on the different brands of attraction that you can potentially specialize in, or that are particularly effective and hit the sweet spot of what really creates that dopamine surge in your partner. Because you may be putting a lot of energy into trying to be attractive one way, and your partner is actually really attracted to something else. So the first brand of attraction, and I know this is going to sound like a broken record and like I'm mentioning the first link in the Chain of Seduction again, but physical. Some people are just incredibly turned on and get a massive dopamine rush over people that are in not just good shape, good enough to pass the first link in the Chain of Seduction, but in really amazingly good shape, and that gives them that real surge of excitement and adrenaline and dopamine. So for some people, it really is physical as the be-all and end-all. Another brand of attractiveness is what I would call stereotypical. Like this is the woman who are really into and are really attracted to the manly man. He's out there chopping wood and he's got his little beard and goatee and he's, doing manly man chores and fixing the house and, doing things with cars. Stereotypical guy stuff can really turn some woman on, just the same way woman doing the girly girl stuff, wearing dresses and having the makeup and the long hair and being dainty or whatever. For some men, this is an incredible turn on. This is one of the things that attracts them. So that stereotypical guy or girl stuff for some people was a really important part of their attractiveness and the ability to be attracted. Another brand of attractiveness is what is kind of known as peacocking, which is the clothing. It is the attention to detail with makeup. It is, here's my fancy watch and my latest phone. And certainly for the guys, here is my cool car, here is my awesome big house. It's all these sort of ostentatious displays of available wealth to spend on all my pretty plumage. And there are some people who are incredibly attracted to those displays of ostentatious behavior. It's the whole thing of woman now. Everyone loves a sharp-dressed man. For some people, it really is that peacocking display. Here is my excess wealth. Look how good things are. Another brand of attractiveness is being impulsive, which is a sort of a neutral way of describing someone who's being edgy, risk-taking, dangerous, high stimulation. This is the guys that like racing the fast cars or motorbikes. It is that, that comfort with living a little bit dangerously and a little bit on the edge. And I think this is really something that tends to be far more attractive to women than to men, but certainly the edgy and risky, impulsive woman does have a certain type of appeal. And especially when it comes to the men, is that this is kind of harkening back to combat readiness. And, you know, think back to the time before writing Wiring. This is the type of guy who's okay with getting in a fight, okay with risking his life to do the daring do, to defeat the guy from the other village, to fight for the girl, or to fend off the village from saber-toothed tigers or whatever. And it really does play into that sense of confidence as opposed to being a coward. So another brand of attractiveness is leadership, that social dominance. And if peacocking was sort of a display of ostentatious wealth, the leadership thing is a display of the ability to actually have power and the willingness to use it. So you are far better off, especially if you're a guy, if you are running a company or you're the principal of a school as opposed to a retail clerk or, you know, working as the janitor. And this is one of the things I think that many modern women struggle with to a great degree, because they can achieve these positions of power because they find men that have them attractive. Most women think that they are going to be valued as more attractive by men, and it's not often the case. There's certainly a benefit to being in a position of power if you're a woman, but it doesn't really often carry that same, you know, gravity that a man being in that same position of power has. Women are more attracted to the power positions than the men are attracted to the power positions. So, and that's just one of those sort of modern awkward things. Can certain men be attracted to powerful women? Absolutely, but it tends to happen less often than the reverse. So the leadership thing, the status, the power, and the ability to use it. And the final thing, the final sort of brand of attractiveness is smart. You know, there's plenty of people that find high intelligence one of the most attractive traits that anyone can have. And being smart, it is an all-purpose thing. It is your high IQ, it's your creativity, it's any kind of impressive skills you have. It's certainly anyone that is good at music and performance. These are all displays of high intelligence. I am someone who is good at the smart version of attractiveness. I am very fortunately married to a woman who is attracted to smart. This is why I sit in front of a wall of books, a couple of which that I have written myself. This is display to you people who are watching that I am smart, but it's also displayed to my wife that I am smart, and every time she walks in the room or transcribes the video, she gets to see this display of how smart I am. So those are the 6, I think, basic forms of attractiveness. Some people are super into the physical, above and beyond passing the physical link in the chain of seduction. Some people are really turned on by the stereotypical, you know, manly man, girly girl stuff. Some people are really into the peacocking displays of wealth and the whole look at me aspect of peacocking. Some people are really into the impulsive, edgy, risk-taking things. Some people are really into the social dominance and the leadership, and some people are really into smart. And I think we all have some sort of minimum requirements in all 6 of these brands of attraction, but usually there's 1 or 2 that we are particularly into that particularly turns us on. And I think both men and women are sort of shopping from these same sort of 6 brands of attractiveness. We can certainly make some sort of stereotypical judgments of men are probably more into the physical and some of the stereotypical and peacocking stuff with women, and that's what a lot of women do. And we can probably make some sort of stereotypical judgments and say women are more into the smart and the leadership and the impulsive things. But there is so much variety between individual men and individual women that it really is up to the individual person what they're truly into, what turns them on, and if you can find out what their brand of attractiveness is, what they're particularly into, well, maybe you can focus on that and you can make a lot more headway in terms of pulling their attention. That's about it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Please like, share, comment, and please subscribe. And tomorrow I will be talking about the relationship comfort stuff and going through my version of the brands of comfort. And I will talk to you tomorrow.